Hey everyone, welcome to Horrible Gaming. My name is Nora and on today's video we are doing a new in-depth road tutorial showcasing some new amazing roads you may love for your citycore island. Before we get started, I'd appreciate if you'd hit that like, subscribe, and notify button if you want to see more content like this in the future. It really does help me out. So I have two other road tutorial videos, but I feel like they're not as in-depth, so today I'm going to try to cover a lot of things about placing roads that I didn't on my other videos. Also, if you're new to citycore and you're looking for inspiration or just some help in general, I definitely recommend checking out my other YouTube videos as we go through many different types of tutorials and speed builds. This road is a little bit different from my other roads that I use on my channel. It has two extra pieces that a lot of roads that we do use don't have, which are these curved angled pieces right here. And these pieces are awesome because they kind of just make the angles feel a lot cleaner and flush, whereas if you were just going to use the regular angle that we normally see on road codes, it would not have that really nice clean line look. So that is something that I actually really appreciate about this road design, because it feels a lot more realistic and there's just a lot more details in general. This road also has a no line option, so if you don't want to have to worry about road lines like the ones I'm using today, there is that option too. The creator also has several other road variations too, from a green leaf variation to also a cherry blossom one, so definitely make sure you go check them out on Instagram. Something I also want to talk about, as I get asked this question quite a bit on my comment section, is how long and how big are the roads that I use. And honestly, it just depends on the location. I usually do about 3 squares width for my road. That is just a personal thing that I like most, but nowadays most road codes go for about 5 to 6 squares, just so it feels a little bit more realistic when you're using your road centers. But I don't do that because I prefer smaller roads. They take up a little less space, so that's why I go with the smaller dimensional option. But if it bothers you that your cars that you use on your island don't flush against the road lines like they're supposed to in real life, definitely go for the bigger size. But if you're someone who doesn't really get bothered by that and you want to save as much room on your island as possible, then go for the smaller option. After I place the 3 squares width on my road, I then usually frame each side with about 1 or 2 tiles of sidewalk. But again, it just depends on the area. Like if I'm doing a parking lot, usually I do my sidewalk tiles about 3 to 4 squares just for detail's sakes. The next thing I want to cover in this video, which my other videos don't have, is parking lot spaces. This is becoming a very popular trend now on citycore islands ever since we got the 2.0 update. And this design code has parking lot spaces that are a little bit more detailed from the ones that we normally been seeing. I appreciate these because they definitely feel a lot more realistic, and the pieces can be very difficult to use. Keep in mind also the way that I use the parking lot pieces today, you can also use them on different angles too. So they can work on horizontal or vertical, just depends on how you want to use them. But today I'm just doing a very simple layout just in case you're new to citycore and you want to add a parking lot to your city island. Maybe you're trying to do a shopping strip. I feel like the dimensions on today's video would work really well for a large shopping strip area. Now, if you don't have enough space to obviously recreate the dimensions that I'm using today, you can totally shrink this parking lot down to a smaller size, but I wanted to make sure I use the pieces multiple times just so you can kind of see which pieces I'm grabbing, how I've organized my custom design slots, and how I am placing them in general. The next thing I want to talk about too is how much the roads take up in our design slot space. Now, if you're somebody who wants to make your design slots go further, I recommend checking out my identifying road pieces video, because in that video I explain where sometimes I have to let go of certain pieces to make my design slot space just, have a lot more room for other ideas on my island. So if you're looking to see what pieces you can say no to make this go further design wise, definitely go check that video out. However, when you're using road line details like this, they are going to take a lot of space. I also wanted to showcase too a lot of the road design add-ons that this creator has added to their design sense, and I'm pretty sure they're going to be adding more upon request, so there's going to be a lot of different road options that you can use. One of my other biggest advices too, especially if you're new to citycore, is don't jump into all the fancy angles. Now today we are using a road that obviously is using angles, so if you're a rebel like I am and just want to go immediately to the hard road designs, then feel free to refer to this video as needed as many times as you want. But I would start with a simple, no fancy angled road if you just get overwhelmed by all the angles. But again, if you're like me and you just want to jump straight into it, hopefully this video covers a lot of your questions. Hopefully you can also get some ideas for your own island too. After I finish up this parking lot design, I'm also going to be doing a simple road transition from it. And I'll also talk about other ways you can transition from this too, in case you are wanting to recreate this, but then you don't know how to transition after. Lately on my city islands, my favorite thing to do is making parking lots. I don't know why. I guess we can just call it parking lot core, a whole entire island of different parking lots, because I've been really enjoying making these, and I've been really trying my best to make my islands feel a little bit more realistic as well. If you're also looking for different styles of inspiration when it comes to parking lots, feel free to check out my dream addresses that I provide on my YouTube channel, but also on my Instagram too. You can find all of my socials in the video's description, as well as the codes that I'll use on my videos. Before I finish this video, I also want to add that I made a community post if you want to go check that out. I was stating several different island themes that I've been brainstorming and prepping over the last few days. As many know, I've been very sick, so I apologize if I sound stuffy and just not, my bubbly self like I usually am on my videos, but I really wanted to get this new video out since we were really needing a new tutorial video on road placing anyways. So in the meantime, I'm going to be testing out some other theme ideas and kind of see what I'm in the mood for. If you want to leave me some ideas for a new citycore theme or just a theme in general, feel free to in the comment section below. But with that being said, thank you so much for watching and have a horrible day. I'll see you next video.